A few more people to let in. Okay. All right, team. Good. That looks better. I think everyone like one now. All right. Good. Welcome, everyone. You all. Let me just going to mute everyone. Okay, there we go. Cool. So, welcome, guys. Welcome to the lunch session. This is your lower body strength session. So, most of you have probably done this session once or twice before this month. This is the escalating density training session, which basically means every week your aim is to add some volume or some reps onto what we're doing. So we got 2 movements, squats and RDLs. We're going to do it as an alternating EMOM. So 1 minute you'll do squats, 2nd minute you'll do RDLs, and that's for a total of 6 rounds. So 12 minutes total, alternating between the two. If you've done this before during the month, then what you want to do is take that last session you did, add each movement. So you'll notice on the program today it says 7+. That's where you'd be if you've been. But if you did the last one you did and add a rep. So if last time you did 6 and 6, do 7 and 7 today. Okay, and those rep numbers correlate to if you have 2 bells. Okay, so there should be 2 bells here for the squats, 2 bells by your sides for the RDLs. If you have just 1 bell, you might have to go up with the reps a little bit. Okay, so rep numbers totally up to you, but it should be more than you did last time. Then we're going to do some Bulgarian split squats, and then we're going to do some staggered stance RDLs as well. So a bit of assistance work, but everything lower body strength work. It's quite a tough session, quite a bit of volume, quite a bit going on, but also just super solid strength session. Cool. Anyone have any questions, or should we get cracking here? All good? All right, team. So we're going to start with a bit of a flow. Then we'll look at the movement specifically and into it. Okay, so find your mat, find your space. We're going to start with this flow that we use very often. So I want you to begin just by reaching up. And this really is just to put a bit of space in your spine. If you've been sitting down all day, a bit of compression building up. So try and lengthen your spine. And then all we're going to do is lean a bit to the left. And then lean a bit to the right. Just find that stretch on the opposite side of the body. Then you're going to lean back as if you're trying to touch a wall behind you. And then we're slowly going to curl down to the ground. So chin to your chest, rounding over the shoulders, upper back, lower back, slowly down to the ground. We'll spend a bit of time down here with the knees straight and just kind of folding the body towards the legs. Nice, easy breaths through the nose. And every time you breathe out, just see if you can pull yourself a bit further towards your legs. Okay, from there, let's walk the hands out. Bring yourself into a downward dog position, so arms and legs straight. Just spend a few minutes here. Try to press your chest back towards your toes. Try to push your hips up and back. And you can also just cycle out, pedal out your feet so we can get into the calves a bit. It's going to help those of you guys that have been doing the running workouts. Will also help loosen off the ankles for the squats in a bit. So 4 or 5 each side of that. And then what I want you to do is just take your right foot and step up into a nice long lunge. We're going to start with this high chest position. Okay, so chest up. Just going to push that back hip down towards the ground. Keep your torso vertical. We're just looking for a bit of a stretch in the hip flexors. It suddenly got sunny. It's been overcast all day. So each time you breathe out, see if you can push your hips down a bit closer towards the ground. This is going to help with the Bulgarian split squats later, just to loosen off the hip flexors a bit. Then from there, guys, just take your forearms down towards the ground. Just start opening up this front hip, loosening off the hip really for the squats more than anything else. So you can let that knee go out to the side. Try and get nice and low. And then you can just move around a bit. Just hunt out tight spots for yourself here. So a little bit of movement, some circles with the knee, some out to in. And then just grab the back foot with the opposite hand. So left foot with the right hand. Just pull that heel into your butt and we'll loosen off the quads a bit. And you can just move backwards and forwards. So you move into the stretch and then you move back off the stretch and so on. And then finally, just sit back into a half front split. Okay, so straighten out that front leg. We're just going to stretch off the hamstring here a bit. And again, with this one, you can keep it moving, just kind of forward and back. You can move side to side a bit as well. Okay, good. Let's go back to downward dog just to transition to the other side. So downward dog for a second, and then we'll bring the left foot back into that nice tall lunge. Squeeze that butt, push your hip down towards the ground. Moving backwards and forwards just slightly. Every time you breathe out, see if you can just push further forward, just a touch. Okay, let's take the forearms down towards the ground, open up this front hip, let that knee just flare out to the side a bit. Get as low as you comfortably can. And then you can just start to move around a little bit. It doesn't have to be big movements, just little shifts of weight. Try and find your tight spots. You can let that knee go a bit further out. You can push forward and back. You can play with your foot position a bit. Keep your foot flat or let it go onto the out step. Point your toe out if you want. Okay, then let's grab the back foot with the left hand. Pull that heel in, loosen off that quad. Don't often think about tight quads affecting your squat, but tight quads will definitely prevent getting a good squat position. This will help. Good one for guys that sit down as well. Just and pushing forward and back. And then let's get back into that half front split. Look at the hamstring a bit. And again, just keep it moving, just kind of gentle movements, small movements, playing around a bit. Okay, then hands back down, back to downward dog. Just walk your hands back to your toes. Just spend a second here again, just loosening up the hamstrings. You can bounce up and down a bit. And then roll your way back up. All right, team, good stuff. Cool. Okay, good. So we're just going to look at the movements now, the squats and the RDLs. So we're just going to do a couple of rounds, just working on both those movements. Okay, so first we'll do some air squats. You can find your squat stance about shoulder width with the feet. Okay, toes can point out slightly. We're just going to do 10 nice, slow, controlled air squats. All right, so sit back, knees out, all the way down and up. Okay. In your own time, 10 reps. Making sure the knees tracking the outside of the toes. Good depth, trying to get your butt below your knees. 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Nice, guys, good. Now looking at the RDL. So feet this time are going to be about hip width, shoulder width, so a bit narrower. And what I want you to do is just hinge at the hip. So you can put your hands on your hips if it helps you, and just think about pushing back there and then bringing the hips forward. Okay, so the knees can stay relatively straight, not locked out, but soft. Push your hips back and then drive through. And you want to imagine your butt going back behind your heels. Okay, and you can do 10 reps again. As you go through that, the back should stay flat. Okay, back should stay flat and you should feel your hamstrings. Okay, back to your legs. So 10 reps there, guys. Sit back, drive through. And as you drive through, you can think about squeezing your butt as well. Okay, team, good stuff. When you're done with that, you're gonna go through one more round on your own. Okay, so 10 air squats, 10 RDLs, just working on those movements, just trying to make them as efficient as you can. And then we're gonna pick up some weights, get into it. Move slow, think about the movement, think about the quality of the movement. Excellent, guys, looking good, looking really good. Okay, team, cool. So we're ready to pick up the weights now. So with the squat, you're gonna have your bells in the front rack. Okay, so ideally you have 2 bells, but if you have just one, it's gonna be here. Okay, so elbow slightly out on the front rack, and then you're gonna squat. Okay, everything else remains the same. Hopefully you've got 2 bells, it's gonna make it a bit more challenging. If you've only got 1 bell, that's fine. And then the RDL, the bell is just gonna be held normally as you would expect. Sit your butt back and then drive through. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. Alternate your on, grab your weights, get yourselves ready. 1 minute squats, next minute RDLs. Okay, everybody ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, team. So squats first. Squats first. Oh, I'm muted. God damn. Yells, guys, let's go. Do you still not hear me? Hello. All right, you can hear me. RDLs, guys, we're a bit behind now. You're all frozen on my screen. God damn it. Zoom. I'm just going to have to assume that you guys are all doing it because I can't see anything. Okay, we're back on the squats now, guys. Thanks, Alicia, for letting me know. We're back on the squats now, okay? So round number 2, same number each set, guys. Same number each set. I really hate it when this happens and it freezes. All of you are frozen on my screen, so I have no idea what's going on, but you all know what you're doing, so let's proceed. Okay, we've got 10 seconds and we're going to move on to the RDLs again. I can see a bit of movement. I can see Elaine moving a bit. That's good. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, team RDLs. Sit those hips back. Keep your back nice and strong. Okay, that's 30 seconds in. Good stuff. So resting now. 2 rounds done. 4 to go. Should still be feeling fairly comfortable. When you get to round 4 or so, you should start to feel like you're really working. Okay, so you can adjust the reps if you need to at that point. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. Nice. I can see everyone now. Good stuff. That's better. God damn Zoom. I'm blaming Zoom, but it could be my internet. All right, team. Good stuff. 15 seconds to rest. Going to get ready for those RDLs. Hopefully you guys feel like you're making progress with this strength stuff, even without the barbell. Still hope you feel like you're maintaining some strength. 3, 2, 1. RDLs. Let's go. Nice, Alicia. That's it. So that's 35 seconds in, 25 seconds to rest. And we're halfway. Halfway, team. Well done. So 3 more rounds. You should be starting to feel it by now. 6 sets. That's a lot of sets, a lot of volume, lots of reps. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Back on the squats. Let's go Diane. Let's go Elaine. Let's go Mashur, Alicia, Evo, Nick. Good stuff. "30 seconds in. Nicely done, guys. Ooh, who's outside? Nick's outside. Evo's outside. Just the two of you. Evo, you still in Portugal, mate? Yeah? Yeah. Lucky you. All right, so RDLs in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, team. Try and keep those legs a bit straighter, Elaine. A bit more of a hinge, a bit less of a squat. That's better. Same thing for you, Mashur. Try and keep your knees a bit straighter if you can, mate. You don't have to go all the way to the floor, but just hinge. So you may not reach the floor, but just try and keep the knees a bit straighter so we just get a bit more into the hamstrings. All right, 20 seconds. So we've got 2 more rounds, guys, and then we're done here. And we move on. Nick, you wearing a belt again? Come on, man. Belt. Do you wear a belt when you like cook dinner? 3, 2, 1. Back on the squats. Oh, you've got the barbell, of course. Yeah, nice. Now I can finally actually see what you guys are up to. Let's go, Diane. Megan and I got absolutely decimated by midges on the heath this morning. I don't know what was going on. Made for a terrible session. Good thing about training with Megan on the heath, though, every dog that walks past, every single dog that walks past, she knows what it is. I've never seen a dog walk past and she doesn't know what breed it is. It's amazing.
Flowers too.
Flowers and birds. Great knowledge. All right, guys, so RDL's coming up. 3, 2, 1. Second last set of RDLs. Let's go. Yeah, there's this bird that comes into my garden every evening. I didn't know what it was. And I was describing it to Megan. She was like, oh, yeah, that's a wren. And she was right. It's a wren. So I learned something on Tuesday morning. You know you're getting old when you start to really care about the birds in your garden. Nice, Elaine. Okay, 1 more round to go. What's it like in Boston now, Leisha? Is it warm?
Yeah, it's pretty warm and humid, although today it's a little cooler. But it's
What kind of temperature?
oh my gosh, I'm off of my Celsius to Fahrenheit conversions already.
That's a tough conversion.
Over 20.
20. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's similar to London then.
Yeah.
All right, guys, squats, last set, last round, team. Let's go. And if you didn't know already, Elaine is moving to Crete. Whew. Not bad. You can start eating that Mediterranean diet that everyone keeps on talking about. Nice, guys. 20 seconds to rest. Ten seconds. So this is going to be your last set of RDLs, and then we're going to move on. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, team. Last one.
I misspoke. It's 25, but getting to 30.
25.
So we'll get 25 getting to 30. So it's going to get a lot hotter.
Okay, yeah. So where are we? We're like 20, 22 at the moment. So it's kind of similar. Kind of similar. What's it like in Portugal, Ivo?
31, something like that. Something like,
That's not bad. 31 sounds
which after the like 40, it was like 40 last week, and now it feels almost cold.
good.
Sorry, Tom, I gotta go because I have a meeting soon. So,
Okay, mate. All right, dude. Have a good one.
see you. Bye.
See you. All right, guys, well done. So that's squats and RDLs done. So next thing is these Bulgarian split squats. So I'm just going to show you a couple of options. Depends what you've got. If you have something where you can raise your back foot, then you want to grab that. You can use a chair, box, table, whatever you've got. And what you would do is you get the back foot up on there, and then the rest is like a lunge. Okay, and what I want you to do is just think about having all of your weight on the front foot here. And you're just simply going to bend down and then stand up. Okay, so just bend the knee down as low as you can and then stand up. Depending on the height you've got, your knee may or may not touch the ground. Okay, but if you do it right, you're actually going to feel this all over your leg. We are kind of hoping to get something in the butt with this one, so you hope to feel a bit of your glutes, but you're also going to feel your quads and your hamstrings and everything else. So if you've got something to raise your foot, you can do that, and that will be the best option. But if you don't, it's no big deal. You're just going to go to these split lunges. Okay, so you're just going to be in a lunge stance, and you're just going to do one of these kind of knee forward lunges. So as you go down, just think about pushing your knee forward and try and get as much weight on that front foot as you can. If you do the lunges like that, you're going to work the whole leg, quad, hamstring, glutes, everything. Okay, so that's the Bulgarian split squat. It's going to be 3 sets, 8 on each side, and we're going to do 1 set every 3 minutes to give you guys plenty of time to recover. In terms of where you're going to hold the bells, if you've got one bell, you could hold it in the goblet position like that. Okay, that's going to work well. Fine. Probably you do just want to use one bell unless they're light. If you've got 2, other option is to hold them front rack. That's going to get hard. Okay, that's going to get really hard. So just be aware of that. Okay, guys. So let's get started. When you're ready, grab your bells. 3, 2, 1. Set number 1, guys. Off you go. Bulgarian split squats or split lunges if you don't have a raised surface to use. One set every 3 minutes. Just make sure you can feel the weight on the front foot. Eight reps on each side. Nice, guys, looking good. Plenty of rest on this one because it is quite demanding. So you've got about 90 seconds to rest from now. Diane, Elaine, how are you guys finding the running program?
Really good. I think like I was saying to BJ this morning, I run like I can run for hours at the same pace forever, but like getting like proper work done on speed and managing heart rate, it's really good. Yeah.
Awesome. What was the session this morning? Remind me.
16 400 meter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's spicy.
Yeah, it was.
A short rest, wasn't it? What was it? 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Yeah. It's really good.
Good. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it myself. Okay, guys, 10 seconds, and then we are back to the split squats. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Round number 2. 8 and 8. Get that weight on that front leg. That's it. Knee goes forward. Yeah, guys, I like it. Awesome. Feel a good burn on this one.
Tom, do you know much about barefoot running or minimalist running?
I know the theory behind it. I've never done it myself. Why'd you ask?
Well, I've started doing a 5K after every lunchtime class, but I'm just getting the worst pains through my Achilles, knees, calves.
What, and are you running barefoot?
No. So I'm running with like running shoes at the moment, but like seems a lot of people online are basically saying, sort of fixes that issue. So,
Mate, if you went for running, I would imagine at least you'd feel more pain because it takes a good bit of time for the foot particularly to get used to that. Like, of course, we are designed to run barefoot, but we are not ready as it stands. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We've been walking around our whole lives barefoot, then the foot will have the integrity and the strength to do that, but we don't. We walk around in shoes which cramp all the toes up, mess up our fascia, and then people try and run barefoot, and it's often kind of disastrous to begin with. So I definitely wouldn't recommend that as a first thing to do. If you're already feeling pain, maybe look at the technique, like are you heel striking a lot? And also look at the warm-up, like are you doing the right kinds of warm-ups to make sure the calves are ready and all the joints are ready for running. That's why. Maybe also think, I don't know how fast you're running, but you might want to take something off the pace for a bit just to get used to running.
Not fast at all. I'm terrible.
Are you near any of the running clubs? Where do you live?
Northwest London.
North London, but whereabouts?
Wembley.
All right, not too far away from Regent's Park, kind of. All right, guys, last round coming up now. 3, 2, 1, split squats. Yeah, I mean, getting pain when people first start running is super common. And normally I would say it's because you're not warmed up properly, or the technique is way off, or maybe you're just trying too much too soon. Like if you suddenly went from no running to running every day, chances are it's going to be too much and it might be too fast. Nice, guys. Nice, Alicia, almost there. Good stuff. All right, well done, team. Moving on now just to the final movement of the day. So I'm just going to move my screen around. Last one is RDLs again, but this time unilateral RDLs. Okay, so single-sided RDLs. Hopefully you can still see me in this kind of shadow over here. I recommend you try the single leg version rather than the staggered version. It's just I prefer it, but you can do either one. So the single leg version, what you're going to do is stand on one foot, okay, and you're going to drive the other heel up as you hinge down. I find that just gives me a really nice engagement in the hamstring when I do it like that. So as you're going through that, I don't want you to think about reaching to the ground. I want you to think about pushing the other heel up. Okay, so that's going to keep your back nice and flat. Heel up, keep that chest big, and then drive through. Again, if you get it right, you should really feel the hamstring, okay? If you want though, if you don't like that version, by all means go to the staggered stance, where you would just keep one foot on the toe like that instead of going off the floor, and then you can just RDL like that. But sometimes it's a bit hard to figure out what's going on with that one. So either one, whatever you like, it has to be an RDL. That front leg should be straight or nearly straight. And the same thing, it's 8 reps on each side. Okay, so every 3 minutes again. So you can take it fairly chill on the time. When you're ready, guys, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Really important we keep that back position solid, guys. Big chest, Elaine. That's it. You may not get all the way to the ground, especially with a dumbbell. So as soon as you just feel any movement in your back, or if you feel like you're at the end of your range of motion with your hamstrings, you come back up. Obviously, if you're tighter in the hamstrings, you're not going to get quite as far. That's fine. Good stuff, guys. Okay, so that's 90 seconds. You got 90 seconds to rest. Take your time, take some breath. Do you know Crete, Elaine, or are you just moving there randomly?
It's all very random. I mean, I've been before, but it's a good spot. Like, it's built up. It's easy to get to. Good place to be. Kind of.
Yeah.
Good food, Wi-Fi, backpack. That's all I need.
Kind of jealous. It sounds great.
Yeah. Well,
Fine.
I'm working remote now, like pretty much guaranteed for the next 6 months. So makes sense.
Why not? And like, then I guess you get paid London rates or whatever, but you're living in Crete. That's
yeah. And you know, it's easy for me to just pack up and go. I don't have other people to look out for, so it's fine.
Take advantage. That's great. Yeah. Not whereabouts in Crete are you going?
Chena.
Chena.
Yeah. I just got an apartment by the beach, and yeah, there's loads. I mean, there's all the holiday apartments. They're renting them out long term now because there's not really many tourists. So it's pretty easy.
Sounds good, man. I'm jealous. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I bet you are. All right, round number 2, guys. Let's go. I've been going to Greece myself, actually, every year. I've got a Greek family. We have a place in Greece, my family does. But we're not going to get to go this year. We wanted to take little Pia to see the sea, but I don't know if you guys have heard, there's a massive backlog of passport applications. So she just doesn't have a passport, so we can't go. Nightmare.
It's insane. They make you get passports for babies that young, and then they keep them for years. Like my niece has one, and she's not gonna look anything like the raisin she looked like when she got it.
Exactly. I mean, like in a month's time, Pia's not going to look the same. It's, you know, it's not going to work. But we only registered her birth like 2 weeks ago. So she was over 4 months old before her birth was registered because of COVID. Crazy.
Where do you go to in Greece, Tom?
It's an island called Evia. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's not typically very well known. It's right by the mainland. It's actually so close to the mainland that there's a bridge that you can drive across.
Oh, cool.
It's a big island. I think it's like the 3rd biggest Greek island after Crete and Rhodes, I think. But it's like, it's really great because it's not touristy. Like there are very few, it's just Greeks there essentially. And yeah, I've been going there since I was 6 weeks old. So.
Oh, right. Amazing.
Yeah. And it would be, I mean, that would be a great place at some point just to move out there and live there. Very simple lifestyle. So yeah, I'm jealous of Crete. So we've got about 30 seconds to rest, guys. Diane, Megan said you were going to France. Something about France? I can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking or not. Oh, technology. 5 seconds, guys, and then we Toulouse. Nice. 3, 2, 1. This is the last set of the day, guys. Enjoy it.
I'll fill in for Diane. She said she was gonna go in September.
Sister having a baby. Yay. Exciting. Now I've had a baby, I'm really interested in babies. Before I really didn't care that much. It's the way it goes, I suppose. Last set, guys, let's make it a good one.
My niece is 19 months, but my sister's pregnant again, due in September, and then my brother's wife is pregnant and due in January. So I'm gonna have a lot more babies around.
Oh wow, cool. So those two are going to be quite close together. If she's 19 months now, that's nice.
Yep.
Age gap like 2 years or so. Really nice.
It feels a little soon, just given how much work the one is now.
Yeah, I mean, whenever number 2 comes, it seems like it's going to be a lot of work, no matter when it is. So in a way, I guess it's kind of good just to get it done. I don't know. All right, team. Well done. How's everyone feeling after that? Good. You feel the legs, feel the hamstrings? Yeah. Good stuff. Take a little breather. I would definitely recommend you do a stretch at some point, either now or a little bit later. But I'm going to hang out for a few minutes if you guys want to chat or anything. Otherwise, if you need to go, feel free to take yourself off. Great to see everyone. Thanks so much for joining. Have a lovely Thursday. And if you want to do a stretch, by all means, come and join me later at 6 p.m. We'll do lots of stretching. And I know not everyone is into breathwork and meditation. So if you just want to come and stretch and you leave after that, that's fine as well. I won't be offended.
Thanks, Tom.
Sure. Cheers, buddy. See you later.